You ever sit on the edge of your bed in the morning, both feet on the floor, and think, am I steady enough to stand up today? That quiet pause. It's something many of us know too well. And yet, in Japan, I've seen women in their 80s stand with no hesitation, no cane, no panic in their breath. Just one calm motion from floor to foot. I think of Carol, 71, from Arizona. She started adding one warm cup of miso soup to her morning, swapped her recliner for a low cushion during afternoon tea. 2 small changes. 6 weeks later, she told me, I don't grab the doorframe anymore when I stand. It's not genetics. It's not some secret supplement. It's not even exercise. It's habit, woven gently into daily life. Because staying upright isn't just about muscles. It's about keeping your independence. And for many of us, that means keeping our dignity. But here's the part we don't talk about. When you're afraid of falling, you stop moving. And when you stop moving, your body weakens quietly. Until one day, the walker isn't optional anymore. This video shares 3 foods and one 10-minute floor life ritual from Japan that protect mobility without pills, without gyms, without shame. I've seen 70, 80, even 90-year-olds in Japan live this way. Not perfectly, but consistently. And yes, you can do this too. And at the end of this video, I'll share one tiny shift that could help you stand up more easily. Tomorrow. But first, I'd love to know, what state are you watching from? And if you had to rate your knees this week, 1 to 10, what would you give them? All right, let's begin with the first habit. You can start in under 2 minutes, right from your living room. Do your knees make a little sound when you sit down? And a bigger one when you try to get back up? In Japan, many elders still sit on cushions close to the floor, not as a test of strength, but as a quiet practice of staying mobile. You don't have to go full tatami. You can begin with one soft step. Here's how. Place a firm cushion or folded blanket about 6 to 8 inches off the ground. Sit slowly, using a chair or countertop for support if needed. Stay for just 2 minutes while sipping tea or reading. Then rise, slowly, evenly. Do this once a day. If your knees are sensitive, try a firmer base or raise the cushion a little higher at first. Safety always comes first. Patricia, 68, from Ohio, told me she tried this floor tea time after seeing a video like this. The first week, she needed help standing. By week 3, she didn't. It's not just my knees, she said. I feel steadier, even walking to the mailbox. What many people won't say aloud is this. We fear becoming stiff, invisible, dependent. But stiffness doesn't start with a single fall. It starts with stopping, choosing chairs that are too high, couches that are too soft, days that don't ask our legs to bend. And then one day, they can't. I'm 70 now. I no longer train for strength. I practice access. I want to get low safely and rise calmly. Because every gentle sit and stand tells my knees, you still belong in this body. A 2020 study in Gerontology International found that elders who sit on or near the floor regularly retain better flexibility, strength, and balance than those who rely solely on chairs. Not because they force it, but because they practice it daily. Would you try this? Just 2 minutes a day, with a cushion and a cup of tea. Let me know in the comments. Does this feel possible for you? Now, once you begin moving this way, you'll want the right fuel to support it. Let's talk about the soup that keeps many elders in Japan walking. It starts in the morning, and it's not just warm, it's medicinal. Have you ever stood up in the morning and felt like your knees just didn't want to come along? In Japan, many elders begin their day not with coffee, but with something gentler, warmer, and surprisingly powerful for the joints: a bowl of miso soup. It's not just comfort, it's chemistry. Here's the simplest version. 1 teaspoon of white or yellow miso paste stirred into 1 cup of hot, not boiling water. Add a few soft cubes of tofu or thin-cut mushrooms if you like. Sip slowly while seated. The warmth helps circulation. The probiotics help reduce gut-based inflammation. Just 1 small bowl, 1 time a day, ideally in the morning before other meals. And yes, there's a low-sodium version too. White miso is gentler on blood pressure, and you can always add steamed greens or a splash of dashi for extra minerals without the salt. Linda, 66, from New Mexico, started her miso morning as a curiosity. She told me, "I expected taste. I didn't expect steadier legs." After 2 weeks, she noticed less stiffness. After 4, she no longer needed to hold the counter when turning corners. You see, many of us don't talk about the quiet fear that builds up in the kitchen. Will my knees hold today? What if I twist wrong? What if I fall? So we sit more, move less, and the joints, without nourishment, slowly stiffen. As someone who's watched this happen again and again in clinic, I'll tell you this gently. Joints are like friendships. When we warm them, feed them, listen to them, they stay with us longer. A 2019 study in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle found that elders who consumed fermented soy regularly had stronger leg function and less joint inflammation, without any additional medication. So, will you try 1 cup tomorrow morning? You don't need to do it forever. Just try it for 7 days and see how your knees feel. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever tasted miso soup? Now that we've warmed the joints from the inside, let's explore how Japanese elders keep them active, without stepping foot in a gym. Have you ever felt like exercise just doesn't fit your life anymore, but you still want to move? In Japan, most elders don't go to the gym. They don't wear sneakers or track their steps. But they do something even more powerful. They keep moving throughout the day. Not with effort, with rhythm. The secret isn't workouts. It's woven-in movement. Here's one way to begin, right at home. After breakfast or lunch, take a slow 5-minute walk, inside your home. Just 2.5 minutes out, 2.5 back. Down the hall, around the kitchen, even in circles around a chair if needed. You're not exercising. You're telling your legs, we're still in this together. And if walking isn't steady today, try this. Seated marching. Sit tall in a sturdy chair, lift 1 knee at a time, gently, for 1 minute. Rest. Repeat once more if it feels good. That's it. Maria, 73, from Ohio, lives alone and doesn't like leaving the house in the cold. She told me, "I thought if I couldn't go outside, I couldn't move." But now, she walks her apartment after lunch. Her balance is better, her joints less stiff, and her words, "I feel like I belong in my own body again." What most people won't say out loud is this: we fear the decline. Not the wrinkles, not the gray, but the quiet fear of not getting up fast enough, not trusting our legs. And so we stop moving. We call it rest. But our muscles call it retreat. From a geriatric doctor's eyes, this gentle, consistent movement is one of the strongest predictors of aging well. Not intensity, not weight loss, but daily low-effort motion. Your circulation improves, muscles stay alert, balance becomes instinct. A 2020 study in Gerontology International found that Japanese elders who walk, stand, and sit multiple times a day, just through their home habits, had significantly higher functional mobility scores than peers who exercised weekly but sat the rest of the time. So here's my invitation. Can you try 5 minutes of non-exercise movement today? Inside, outside, slow, short, anything counts. Just move like you mean to stay. Now that your legs are gently awake, let's talk about the food that helps keep them that way. Tiny fish, tender bones, and oils that soothe from within. Have you ever looked at a can of sardines or a piece of mackerel and thought, "That's not for me"? You're not alone. But what if I told you those tiny fish could be the quiet protectors of your knees? In Japan, older adults often eat small portions of oily fish, like sardines, mackerel, or even salmon, 3 times a week. Not big fillets, just 2 to 3 ounces, often served with rice, a little grated daikon, or in a warm miso broth. You don't need a Japanese pantry to try this. In the U.S., a simple can of boneless, skinless sardines in olive oil, warmed gently and served with crackers or rice, is a powerful step. Can't do sardines? Try canned salmon with lemon, or half a mackerel fillet once a week. The key is small, regular, oily fish, rich in omega-3s, vitamin D, and calcium if you keep the soft bones. Janice, 67, from New Mexico, told me she avoided fish for years. I thought fish meant dry tilapia or heavy tuna salad. But now, once a week, she warms up canned mackerel with a splash of tamari and ginger. She says her knees feel less puffy, and more importantly, I feel like I'm feeding my joints, not just my stomach. That's the quiet wish many of us carry, to feel supported from the inside out. Not just pain relief, but resilience. To trust that what we eat can help us stand tall and walk steady. From my perspective, after decades as a geriatric doctor, this is one of the most overlooked truths in Western aging. Joints are living tissue. They need nutrients, not just braces or pills. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammation inside the joints. Vitamin D supports bone health and balance. Soft bones in small fish offer calcium in its most natural form. One bite can do more than one pill, because the body recognizes food. A 2020 study in nutrients found that older adults who consumed oily fish 3 or more times a week had significantly lower rates of knee pain and better mobility scores. Not from supplements, from meals. So here's your gentle invitation. Could this be the week you try one new fish? Just one small serving, maybe for lunch, maybe warmed with a little lemon. You don't need to like it forever. Just try. Then let me know in the comments. What fish feels doable to you? Up next, let's shift from food to something softer, deeper, and surprisingly powerful. The way we end the day. How sleep, done right, can quietly repair your knees and your courage. Have you ever gone to bed with stiff knees and woken up feeling even worse? For many Americans over 60, nighttime isn't rest. It's the hardest part of the day. But in Japanese homes, there's a quiet habit that turns bedtime into healing time. Not pills, not gadgets, just a small ritual with warmth and rhythm. Here's how it works. About 30 minutes before bed, try this. Warm a small towel in the dryer or microwave. Test it first. Make sure it's not too hot. Wrap it gently around each knee for 5 minutes while seated or lying down. Then drink a small cup of miso broth or barley tea, just 4 to 6 ounces, warm and slow. No screens, no pressure, just quiet. This is not just comfort. It's joint support, nervous system reset, and inflammation relief in one gentle moment. Can't kneel? Use a heating pad on low with a timer. Sensitive to miso? Try chamomile tea with a pinch of turmeric. Let your body feel cared for before asking it to rest. Susan, 69, from Arizona, told me she used to dread going to bed. It's like my knees stiffened the minute I lay down. Now she does her warm towel and tea combo every evening. I fall asleep easier. I wake up with less resistance in my legs. And I feel like I gave myself kindness. That's the part we forget. Healing isn't just mechanical. It's emotional. And for many of us, the wish isn't just to reduce pain. It's to feel held. To feel we're not just managing pain, but slowly softening it. As a retired geriatric physician, I've seen again and again that the body responds best to consistency, not intensity. Sleep is not just the end of the day. It's your body's only chance to rebuild from the inside. But it needs the right signals: a warm joint, a calm gut, a quiet message that says, "You're safe now. Rest." According to a 2021 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience, elders who had regular evening rituals with warmth and low-sodium hydration showed measurable reductions in inflammatory markers and reported better sleep quality and morning mobility. So may I ask, what's your bedtime like lately? And could this be the week you try just one healing habit before sleep? Because coming up next, we'll close together with one breath, one step, and one truth I hope you carry into tomorrow. Have you ever let out a sigh at the end of the day, not from exhaustion, but from quiet relief that your body held up just a little better than yesterday? Tonight, before you turn off the lights, I invite you to try one small thing. Sit on the edge of your bed. Place both feet flat on the floor. Take one slow breath in, one slow breath out, and gently roll each shoulder once, without force. That's it. A 30-second ritual to remind your nervous system you're still here, still steady, still yours. Eleanor, 74, from Ohio, wrote to me after trying this for a week. "It felt silly at first," she said, "but now it's like my body expects it. And when I do it, I don't feel broken. I feel okay." Because here's the quiet truth. Most of us don't fear aging. We fear disappearing, losing the parts of ourselves that felt certain, proud, upright. From where I sit now, in my 70s, after decades working with older adults, I can tell you, your body listens when you treat it with respect. Movement returns, pain softens, and dignity deepens. As the British Journal of Sports Medicine shared in a 2022 review, small, regular rituals have more sustainable impact on late-life mobility than intensive, infrequent exercise. Your breath, your tea, your walk, they matter. So, what's one thing you might add to your evening this week? A stretch? A warm towel? Or just one sigh of kindness? If this video gave you something to carry, feel free to share your state below or one word for how your knees feel today. And if you'd like more quiet tools for strength after 60, I'll be right here next week with one more cup of broth and one more story from Japan to keep you walking steady.